Testing, 1, 2.
I'm doing an interview.
Testing, 1, 2. Testing, 1, 2. Okay, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and welcome to BWTM Sports. Apologies for the sound. I'm on a totally different computer. After Deontay Wilder's punch last night, it seems to have basically left my computer with a completely black screen, meaning I can't get onto it. So I'm using my older computer to be able to do this show tonight. I'm joined with veteran trainer, world-class guru in boxing, Uncle James Ali Bashir. Uncle, how are we doing?
I'm doing pretty well. I had a big shooting down here in Texas, and a lot of people got killed down here. So, aside from the day, I'm doing well. But, my thoughts and feelings go out to those families who lost their loved ones and those who were injured. Outside of that, I'm okay.
I'm sorry to hear that. My condolences to those family members that have been affected in the shooting. Where do we begin, Uncle? Where do we begin?
Your guess is as good as mine.
I don't. You know how long I've been following these stories? 2 years, almost 2 years. I've been following the Stiverne story, the return to, to be a two-time heavyweight champion of the world. And I have to say, I wasn't as concerned about the weight. My concern started when he came into the arena, and I normally look into a person's eyes, and his eyes looked vacant when he entered the arena. Then his eyes looked vacant again when he was walking to the ring, and his whole body language didn't look great. And then when he got knocked down by the first punch, again looked into his eyes, and there was just nothing there. It was just like absolutely nothing. So I don't know where to begin this evaluation. So I'll leave it with you, Uncle.
Well, a lot of things could happen before a fight, or leading up to the fight, or the day of the fight, hours before the fight. That's why I try to avoid and limit the people that I allow in my locker rooms or have access to the fighter, because God only knows what could have happened, or what changed his mind, or what changed his desires. But he seemed listless upon entering the ring. He seemed listless after the bell rang. So any number of things could have happened.
Okay, give me some examples. Give me some examples.
He started too slow.
Okay.
I thought he started too slow, and when you start slow like that, then you give a guy like Deontay Wilder's ideas about what he wants to do and will do to you. I thought that he should have started a little faster. Just pushed Deontay around a little bit. But he didn't do that, and this is the results of
it. I made a comment at the beginning of my commentary, which I said that if Bashir stands on the outside of the jab, full extension of the right hand, then he deserves to get knocked out. Somebody read that comment and said that I was being harsh saying that. I wasn't being harsh. I was being honest and being non-biased. Two guys are fighting, and I gave a point of view. I said, listen, if he stands on the outside of the jab and he lets Deontay Wilder use the full extension of that right hand that has knocked everybody out that he's done, then Stiverne deserves to get knocked out on the basis of he'd been training a whole year for this fight, or a year more in this fight. And you can see on videotape over and over again, left jab, the straight right hand down the pipe. That's what Deontay does to knock people out. Every knockout is exactly the same. That's left jab, big right hand through the middle, through the guard, and that's what happens. So for Stiverne to stand on the outside, he was no different. The same thing would have happened to him. And as I said it, boom, he was on the floor.
foregone conclusion now, because he didn't do what he could have done, what he was expected to do. He didn't do it. He just was listless and he got knocked out. He never recovered from the first punch. From the first knockdown, he never recovered from it.
So where did it go wrong? So we're gonna break this down. Where did it go wrong? Did it go wrong in training camp? Did it go wrong? You know, I spoke to him hours before the fight, and he said he felt great. Where was it? Where at what point was he incapable or unable to?
My opinion, my professional opinion, I think that he went wrong by coming in at 254 pounds. That's what my thinking is. He went wrong then.
He said to
me, how could he actually compete at a feverish pace at 254 pounds at 6 feet 2 inches tall? No.
He said that he'd been playing around with the night before the fight. He said he was playing around with his weight a week beforehand. He said he was down to 240 and he didn't feel comfortable with that, so he put the weight back up.
Well, I just don't understand. I don't understand the logic. He knows his body better than either you or I or anybody else. But at 6 feet 2, I just can't imagine him coming in heavier than 240. You know, 240. 240 pounds, 243 pounds should have been the winner. And people say, how much difference could that make? It can make a world of difference in a fight of that magnitude. It can make a world of difference. But, he came in at 254. Most likely he came in the ring at 260. It just wasn't a good look. That played against him.
Okay, I'm trying to work this.
It was a big factor.
I'm trying to work this out in my head. Now, this is somebody I've sat down and I've spoke to at length on and off the camera. I've literally tried to walk in their shoes or tried to absorb their character. And every time I talk to this person, this individual is deeply unforgiving of Deontay Wilder. They are, they're obsessed about Deontay Wilder. They just won't let it go. And people have tuned in and listened to this over and over again. Me talk to Stiverne. He finally gets the fight. He gets the opportunity. He's been doing all this training, and then this happens. I can't. For the life of me, I can't get my head around it. I can't. I listened to the press conference. The press conference. He said I promise you, and he turned to DeBella and told DeBella, oh, I'm a dangerous man. You know what time it is. He went to Deontay. If I have to kill you to get the title, I'll get the title. And then that performance did not match what he was saying. It didn't even match what he was saying in the interview.
Well, again, all it is, for me, that's useless energy being burned prior to a big fight, or any fight for that matter. I just don't believe in that nonsense, a lot of talking and huffing and puffing and pushing and shoving and, face-offs and stuff like that. It means nothing to me. What means something to me the most is when you get in there and that bell rings and you execute the plan that you prepared for in the training camp. But all of the huffing and puffing and talking about what I'm going to do or what's this and that, this useless energy being used up for nothing. So that goes in one ear and out the other ear. He didn't do it, he couldn't do it for whatever the reason. And he suffered an embarrassing loss. And maybe the end of his career last night that ring.
Now, at what point can you point the finger at the trainer Don House?
I can't really point the finger Don House is not the one fighting.
But he's the man.
Urgency has to come. The urgency has to come from and through the fighter. You know, Don House did his job as a trainer, and because of that, you can't put too much blame on him. Aside from letting Romain Stiverne do what he wanted to do, I would have told him, no, we cannot do it like that. This is how we have to do it. You know, sometimes the trainer has to stand up to the boxer. A lot of trainers won't do it for fear or other reasons of losing their position. But, you know, my thinking is that I'm the lead trainer. I'm teaching you. You're not teaching me. And this is how it has to be done. If you can't do it like that, then I need to exit this. But he made himself and company look terrible last night.
And in terms of your work with him, I mean, you made some statements. You said that, you know, from what you saw,
I expected more. I expected far more. He started out at too slow of a pace. In my opinion. I thought that he would start a bit faster, be a bit more elusive, a bit more aggressive, cut that ring down a little bit, and engage the outside, but not stand on the outside waiting for doom to come, you know?
Now, the other thing is there are some people suggesting that Joe Joyce was part of the reason why Stiverne looked as bad as he did against Wilder. That Joe Joyce beat the crap out of him.
No, that's Joe Joyce is not bad.
So Joe Joyce didn't.
Joe Joyce is not that reason. No, you can eliminate that. I was there the whole time it's sparring. Joe Joyce is not. Joe Joyce didn't engage Deontay Wilder that much.
You mean Stiverne? Sorry.
Stiverne, rather.
Yeah, but because he was suggesting, oh yeah, well, you know, Joe Joyce punished Stiverne so much in sparring, knocked his dreadlocks off, and beat him up in sparring so much that's one of the reasons why Stiverne ended up getting knocked out so easily by Wilder.
Maybe 3 times.
Well, according to Joyce, he punched the dreadlocks off of Stiverne and he beat him up in sparring. That's what he came back and told the British press, and a lot of people have run with that belief.
I didn't see it, you know. Maybe I missed it, but I didn't see it. I was there watching them spar. I didn't see it. People run with any story that they get, you know, and anything that creates enthusiasm. The guy that's being mentioned, it's a big thing, but I didn't see it.
What would you suggest to Romain Stiverne at this point? I mean, there are a lot of people suggesting he should retire now, or Mr. Boxing Today says that he should not retire from boxing. He should just retire from fighting Deontay Wilder.
Where's he going? Realistically, where's he going? That was his opportunity. Where is he going now? He's just in my mind, he's just going to be a journeyman. He's just going to be a guy with a good name, a good presence. You know, the up and coming guys are going to be looking to knock him off. He might beat 1, maybe 2 of them, but he won't beat all of them. No, I think that the exit signs are ahead of him. You know, get out, take his money and do something incredible with the money. Call it a day.
Okay.
Because he had to take too much punishment to try to come back up the ladder.
There are other theories. You always got conspiracy theories. There are people said that Don King was eating out with Lou DiBella. Do we look into that, or is that just nothing to look into?
Don King eating out with Lou DiBella means what? Don King wasn't in that ring. You know, so yes, why not eat out with him?
So, okay, we've got loads of people in the room here. I've got lots to say, Uncle. So what I'll do is go to the top of the room and we'll just take questions and we'll take what people have got to say. And then if there are comments, then I'll just say their comments and, well, you can deduct that they're comments. Good evening, Mike. He says, very intrigued to see how Uncle James analyzes Wilder's performance and his chances against Joshua.
I think that based on what everyone saw last night, I think that you have to make Wilder versus Joshua a 50-50 fight. I think that Wilder is the better boxer, the better technician in the ring, but the enthusiasm and the willingness to face off belongs to Deontay Wilder. So I think at this point, you have to make that a 50-50 fight. I think that if either one lands the punch against the other, then the other one will have something to deal with, have to try to come through. So yes, I think that it's a 50-50 fight at this point. Credit that to Stiverne's performance. Had Bermain came in and put up a contest, a more competitive fight, then you still have to say that Joshua will be the favorite. But Deontay having wiped out Stiverne the way he did, you have to make this a 50-50 fight.
Okay. Stiverne, Wilder made a suggestion that AJ's juicing.
Well, everybody seems to have a opinion about who's juicing, who's not juicing. Because of AJ's muscles are automatically there saying that he's juicing, but he's also a very diligent, disciplined worker. They viewed his work ethic firsthand. But that's his opinion.
Okay.
That's AJ's opinion.
Wilder's opinion. Can you explain to me, if you look at AJ's first fight and you look at the last fight against Takam, he looks like an anorexic when he first turned pro, and now he looks like Hercules. Can you explain to me what's happened?
It could be a number of things. He's a young guy, so muscles gonna increase as the years go past. And again, if you got a very stern work ethic, the body can become muscular like that without anabolic steroids. The body can become very muscular. If you got a hard and diligent and persistent work ethic. I've seen it happen, with guys that wasn't juicing. They get very, very muscular if they're on a strict regime, dieting, and hard work. So I've seen that happen before. So.
Okay, Triple D says Bermain didn't come in good shape. Let himself down sadly.
Let everybody down. He didn't just let himself down. He let everybody down that believed in him. How could he let that thing happen the way it did? But he let a lot of people down.
Mikey says, agree. Time for Bermain to walk away. He'll always be in the history books as the heavyweight champion of the world. He can be proud of himself.
Yeah. Except for looking at his last fight.
Yeah,
Except for looking at his last fight.
Being KO of the year.
That was a sorry performance. That was sorry. I expected more personally from him.
So did I.
Than that,
So did I.
I was just involved and invested in him. I expected for him to go out on his shield, to go out there and put on a good show. But the way he went out, I'm just sorry. I can't accept that.
I expected a war. I expected Stiverne to get on his chest and really...
I expected a war. I expected a war.
Agent inactivity caught up with Bermain. Mikey says.
Inactivity, and the fact that it seems to me that he had no discipline in his preparation. I was just looking at his body, his body tone. You know, and it just seemed like he didn't have no discipline in his preparation. I mean, his body was just too relaxed, in the mode of a couch potato. You know, he just didn't look like he was up to the task.
Anthony Harper says Bermain could have died.
Yeah, I agree with him. The first shot that he took, the second shot that he took, yeah.
The Triple D says the signs were there after the Rossi fight.
After the who?
The Rossi fight, Derek Rossi fight, where he got knocked down.
Maybe so, maybe so.
Jack Namo says Bermain looked like those journeyman boxers on their professional debut fights.
He certainly looked like a journeyman fighter in that fight. That's for sure. That's without a doubt. Muscle tone, his demeanor coming into the ring. Yeah, he looked like somebody that didn't want to be there.
Bermain is a shadow of his former self. A real shame, says Mikey.
Yes. He's right.
Anthony Harper says he was never any good, in my opinion. Says Anthony Harper.
Going back to the amateurs, he's a pretty decent fighter.
He was a pretty decent fighter.
He's a pretty decent fighter going back to him. So in his early days as a pro, he was coming along very nicely. Showed hunger. But then, you know, the demise. I don't know what caused it. A number of things could cause it, but who knows? I'm just dejected that he went out the way he went out. I just expected so much more, and he didn't give us that. You know.
From the opening bell, Bermain let Wilder tee off from range. That is totally opposite of what we all wanted to see. Absolute suicide.
He started out in cruise control. You know, he's just too calm. Just too calm. I was just watching him, how he was just walking around the ring. He's just too calm. Didn't come out with a full anticipation. His movement, the look in his eyes, just his body demeanor just didn't look right. Didn't look like he wanted to be there.
Triple D says, who even is Bermain's best win?
I haven't watched enough of Bermain, you know. But, you know, looking back, you'd have to say the two fights with the Mexican kid.
Areola.
Yeah, that's his best wins.
Joe Joyce said Bermain was like a walking punching bag during sparring.
Yeah, I can attest to that because he was. I thought that he was sampling. I thought he was just trying to slip punches, time him, slip punches, and slip punches, and slip punches. But you know, all this stuff boils down to desire. You know, it boils down to desire because he was getting hit with punches in training that he shouldn't have been getting. That I think that he could avoid it, but sometimes he would have listless performances, and this is the result of that listlessness.
Okay. Bring it back says Joshua ducking VADA testing. Fight won't happen until 2019, 2020.
I get tired of these fights happening 2-3 years past their primes. We need to make this fight happen in 2018 immediately. No later than April of 2018, the fight should happen. Who wants to see fights 4 or 5 years past their prime. I mean, you look at Mayweather,
Pacquiao. That's exactly the point I mentioned.
That fight happened too late.
Exactly.
It happened too late. It happened too late. It happened 5 years past their primes.
Joe Joyce was well in the groove of camp. Stiverne had just joined. Asked Uncle Bashir.
Yeah, Joe was there before Stiverne came in.
Okay.
Joe Joyce was in the gym working before Bermains came in. I don't think the results of them boxing would have been any different. Styles makes boxing.
Okay.
And Joe Joyce just had that kind of style where he's hitting and moving, rightfully so. He wasn't going to stand around and let Bermain load up and gain accuracy, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So I think the fact that Joe Joyce was there before Bermain, I don't think it would have been any different. I think it still would have been the same if they came in at the same time.
Okay. He says exactly, Arreola has never been good anyway.
Arreola's just been tough. You know, Arreola has just been a tough guy, but you asked me what was his best performances, and I alluded to the fact that Arreola might have been his best performances. Can you think of one that was better than Arreola's?
Pardon?
Can you think of a performance that was better than Arreola for Bermain?
No, because obviously Arreola is a signature win because that's how he won the world title.
Yeah.
So, Arreola is average at best, period, says Anthony Harper. Okay. Jack Namco says, I think something was wrong with Bermain mentally.
Well, no one can say that, you know, meant something was he kept saying, even in training camp, that I'm ready. I'm ready. I have no excuses. I'm ready to go. So anything can happen leading up to a fight. You know, anything can happen leading up to a fight, and you just getting in to say, I don't want to be here. And it seemed to me like he did not want to be there in that ring.
Jack Namco says he probably sustained CTE after the first Wilder fight.
Well, if he didn't then, he probably will after this
one. Okay. Anthony Harper says Stiverne was still concussed from the first fight.
I don't know about
that. Mikey says weight wasn't the issue, in my opinion. That doesn't take away anything from his chin. In my opinion, it's age and inactivity, wrong tactics, and that thunderous right hand. Just a mixture of all four.
Inactivity and wrong tactics. Age is not the one. Inactivity and wrong tactics could be it. You know, but I think wrong tactics would play more into this scenario than anything else.
Anthony Harper says he wanted that last check, period.
Maybe so. You can't say yay, you can't say nay.
Jack Namka says he ate all those punches for breakfast in the first fight. Copendon says, what was wrong about the tactics?
What was right about the tactics?
That's probably a better question.
Yeah, I mean, he was moving towards Deontay Wilder in slow motion. I would have had him coming after Deontay Wilder in the motor for Joe Frazier. Bob, and cut the ring as you come. He was walking like he was in a shopping mall.
On a beach.
Even Deontay Wilder just enough extension to hurt him.
Exactly, and you don't give him that extension. Anthony Harper said he had no chance in hell of winning. What do you think about that, Uncle Bashir?
I think he did have a chance to win had he applied the right strategy and was willing to come forward. I think he had a chance. I mean, It's easy to say that now, 2020 hindsight. But I think he had a chance coming into the fight. He had enough time to train and prepare properly. And we can see to it now, looking at his weight and his body tone, it seemed to me that there wasn't a proper approach. It seemed like I'm running the training camp and I'm going to do it the way I want to do it.
Uh-oh. Did you get a sense that he was running his own training camp, or did it look like he had a trainer training him?
Well, it seems to me, that he's running his own training camp, that he was calling the shots. He was calling the shots. I mean, Don may have something different to say about it, and maybe Bermain may have. But how could they collaborate and allow him to come to the ring in the condition that he was in? And to me, he wasn't in a good condition. I've been around enough training camps, heavyweight training camps, to know when a guy is in condition to fight. I've been around enough heavyweight training camps. I've seen them all. I've been right there up close and personal. And no, I don't think that he had the condition. I think that he was dancing to a tune of his own music.
We have somebody. My good friend is in the room from Canada. And this is my good friend from Canada who is very close to Stiverne and good friends of myself. Kathleen Sharp says, Ingram, didn't I tell you that the minute he got angry and started talking shit, I was worried. It's out of his character. This is not him. And this is somebody who's known Bermain for many years and is from Canada. So she did tell me this, and I said, oh, yeah, it's good to see Bermain talking. She said, no, it's not a good sign to see him talking like this.
I just think that, certain trainers influence certain boxers. You have to step in at some point and pull the fighter aside and say, listen, we don't need this. This is not the way to go. We're burning up useless energy. This is how we need to confront this situation. I've never been the kind of trainer to allow my fighters to get into needless and useless confrontations prior to a fight. The stare off for 15 minutes and all of that bull. That's nonsense to me. In fact, lately I've done it with Larry Klitschko. If you watch every weigh, and I always was the one to walk up to Larry and say, listen, enough with the stare off stuff. That's not going to win fights. It's not going to win fights.
Some actually think, some people think it actually does win fights.
Looking at somebody's eyeballs is not going to win a fight. They got nothing to do with the fight. Who can stare at the other guy long? That's some bitch stuff. Some real bitchy stuff. I'll stare at you, you stare at me. Okay, is that going to win the fight? I don't think so. I think that is emotional. I think it proves little or nothing at all. Let's get away from it. Quick stare off, 3-4 seconds, and boom, that's it. I did it with Usyk. I did it with Vladimir. I've done it with a number of boxers. I've done it with Shannon Briggs. I've done it with Jamil McClain. Useless stare-offs are meaningless. It's just burning up vital energy.
I'm going to throw something out there. Was Bermain Stiverne actually intimidated by Deontay Wilder?
I don't think that Bermain Stiverne was intimidated by Deontay Wilder. I don't think he was intimidated. Not at all.
Okay. Mikey says, Ingram has respect for Bermain and will interview him when it's right, I'd assume. Yeah. I mean, I'm not going to actually, guy's gone back to his dressing room and I'm going to ring him and say, hey, mate, how you doing? Would you like to do an interview? It's just not the cool thing to do. I mean, Sam Shidi lost his title, what, almost 2 weeks ago? I wouldn't be one to stick a camera up in his face or stick a microphone. Oh, you want to talk about your loss? It's, sometimes you just want people time to just digest the loss and you talk to them then. Of course, you want to check, their health and stuff as well. Your thoughts, Uncle?
It's called class.
Absolutely.
It's called class. Let the time pass and then you confront him when he's collecting himself.
Yeah.
He's down the road, then once he collects himself, then you talk to him.
Yeah, absolutely. Somebody said, look at Takam's movement against Joshua. He was ducking and bobbing and generally mobile, making Joshua miss.
Yeah, it was a wise tactic. Like I said, AJ is, I think he's the best heavyweight in the world right now. I think that he's a tad bit better than Deontay, but Deontay is not that far behind based off his performance last night. That puts Deontay in the running of being right next to being the best heavyweight in the world. But I think technically AJ is a better boxer than Deontay.
Okay.
Deontay may have something to say about that, but right now I got AJ as a technically better boxer than Deontay. I think AJ pulls you than Deontay. Deontay is high, strong, very emotional, but he's in that arena with AJ.
Stiverne, Mikey says if Stiverne carries on, he could see them putting him in with Joe Joyce.
Oh, Stiverne?
Yeah, fighting Joe Joyce as a pro.
They'll probably want to fight Stiverne next. Judging from him fighting this first pro fight, they'll probably ask for Stiverne next based off of Stiverne's performance last night. Why
not? Michael Johnson says Stiverne got caught slipping in the ring. He didn't think Deontay Wilder was going to come out like that.
I don't know what Stiverne thinking. I know one thing: when the bell rings for the heavyweight championship of the world, you got to be expecting anything and everything.
Yeah. Stiverne should aim to fight a high contender in the WBO.
Stiverne is doing what?
He should. They said he should. Triple D suggesting that Stiverne should fight somebody in
this is like we put the cart before the horse. He just got knocked out less than a minute last night in a heavyweight fight. So I think this him going out to somebody in the WBO or any other organization, I think that's putting the cart before the horse. He needs to go back and search his mind and ask himself what happened in that ring last night. So he needs to ask those questions. Do I still want to do this? Do I have the desire to do this thing? But it looks to me like a boxer that was out of control. When he came in at 254, and I looked at his body tone, it didn't look like he was in the kind of shape that he needed to be in to acquire the heavyweight championship. It just didn't look like that to me. And I like Stiverne. I like the guy. I like Deontay Wilder. And I'm calling a spade a spade. Deontay came in at 220, slim, trim, and ready to go. Stiverne came in and says, I feel more comfortable at 254. Okay. So you feel more comfortable, but is that good for you because you felt comfortable in that? I'm thinking 237, 240 at the most, at 6'2". So he looked at like a boxer out of control. Like he was calling the shots in that training camp. And then for Don House to say, oh yeah, I agree with the weight. I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with it. I was just sat down and said, hey man, realistically, I mean, you got to do something with this weight. You got to get this weight up. You got to come down to at least 237, 238. But coming in at 254 is not the answer to how you feel.
Last night was a punishing loss for Bermain, the type of loss that ends careers. His demeanor looked all wrong, and like Ingram said, he looked vacant.
Yeah, he did.
Namco says, I'm 6'2", same as Stiverne, but weigh 218 and still feel heavy if I don't work out for some time. I don't know how an athlete can possibly be feeling good weighing 254 and expect to perform.
Especially for a boxing match. No, absolutely not. I'm telling you, I've been around these camps forever. Starting with Muhammad Ali's camp. And man, I can't even imagine how somebody can perform or come in performing at 254. No, I just can't. You may have longevity for about 3-4 rounds, but if you're in a tough fight, that 254 is going to come somewhere in that fight prior to the 7th round to haunt you.
Bermain and Molina should fight, says Triple D.
Molina is done. Fight for what? Take up space in the hospital?
Blood Boxing, the godfather of the YouTube channels, is in the room and he's in the house. He says, damn, I missed it. How long have you been on? Well, it wasn't long. Let's see. Bermain is now a journeyman now. It's up to Bermain. He can earn some decent money as a gatekeeper, but I don't think he's the type of character who will want that role in the sport.
Bermain is got to do some soul searching. You know, he's got to do some soul searching. That was a very embarrassing loss last night. So he has to go into the privacy of his own mind, his own desires, his own heart, and ask himself, do I want to continue to do this? Can I be effective? Can I come back? How old is Stiverne? 39, 40?
Yep. 40, I think.
All right. He's got to do some serious soul searching because he's at that age now where he can seriously get hurt if he's not moving right towards his training camps. If he's going to remain with Don House, then Don House is going to have to step up and put a foot to Jermaine's ass and say, look, this is how we have to do it now. Otherwise, I'm out the door because I will not stand by and see you get hurt. That's a trainer's role. That's a trainer's role. You got to step up to the box and say, look, this is how we have to do it. If we can't do it like this, hey, you got to get somebody else to do it with. But I'm not having that kind of stuff. You know, as a trainer, I'm not having that's nonsense to have a boxer come in looking like Stiverne looked last night. No. Listless. That's how you describe it.
But there's a lot of stuff.
The trainer has to step in and take control. Don House said that he was pleased with that weight. If I'm not mistaken, he said that he was pleased with the way he's coming in at. Am I right?
You're right. Yeah.
He's pleased with. Am I right?
You did say that, or he's along those lines that he was happy with the weight. How's happy with the Stiverne weight?
I can't see it. I can't see it coming from an experienced trainer. I can't see it. At 6'2", no, I couldn't have been. I couldn't have told him. I couldn't have said that I'm happy with his weight. If Ron Visser was 254, I could be pleased with that. I can be pleased with a guy that big. But I'm up in arms with Vlad Sarenko for being 240. Vlad Sarenko is basically 6 feet 40. He's 240, and I'm really up in arms about 240. My thinking he needs to be 235, 233. But we won't fall out because you're 240. Because he's a big, strong, muscular kid.
Okay. There's a lot of comments. This room is overloaded with the comments. So if I don't read your comment, it's not because I don't want to. There's a load of people in this room.
Let's get rolling with the comments. Come on.
Okay. If Stiverne got rid of Joe Joyce from beating him up in sparring, he knew in the gym he wasn't able to beat sparring. He wasn't able to beat Wilder.
Perhaps. I would think so. I would think so. What are you gonna do? Say no to a couple $1 million?
Hearn saying that Wilder asking too much money and won't agree to terms. I don't know about that.
Pardon me?
Eddie Hearn saying that Wilder's asking for too much money.
Yeah, Yeah, 7 million is quite a bit. 7 million is quite a bit.
Okay.
But I can say this much: if Wilder come back and does what he did last night again, then that's not a question.
Okay.
What would the Wilder AJ fight then?
It's got to make more money than Klitschko.
Or more.
It's got to make more than the Klitschko fight. Got to make more than Klitschko.
Yeah, I would think so. At this point, I would think so.
Definitely. Don House knew what he saw. Judging off last night, does Uncle James think Brazil would have stopped Bermain had the fight gone through?
No. Because what size does Dominic Brazil? What size is his bra?
You wrong, Uncle. Size is his bra. God. Let's see his name.
I don't think. I think that Dominic Brazil didn't look too much better than Stiverne.
Joe Joyce versus Mr. Boxing Today says, I think Joe Joyce has a legit chance of beating Dillian White right now.
Well, it depends on what you're looking at. It'll be a good test for both guys. It seems like they want to move Joe Joyce on the fast track, so I think it'll be a good test for Dillian White and Joe Joyce.
Do you think Dillian White deserves to be considered a world beater?
I think that he's a good ring worker. He comes to fight. He comes to fight. He stays in the mix. So based off of that, you got to give him a chance. You got to give him a chance. He makes a lot of noise. The fight I like to see is Dillian White versus Jarrell Miller. That's a fight worth seeing. Dillian does a lot of talking. He's a very emotional guy. So let's see. Let's see him in action.
Miller's got VAC at the moment. Miller's got VAC next weekend.
He's got WAC.
Yeah, that's a good fight.
But I think WAC. I think WAC's better days is behind him. I think Miller should win that fight.
Okay.
I think WAC's better days are behind him.
Okay. Mike Tyson, Joe Frazier didn't fight at 254.
No, you said that to say what?
I think the person was just making a point. I don't know what the point was.
Mike Tyson and Joe Frazier were much more serious about their conditioning. Far more serious about their conditioning, Joe Frazier and Mike Tyson. Especially, at 40 years old, we're not talking about that. I don't think Joe was boxing at 40, was he?
No, I'm not sure. Dominic Brazil versus Dillian White.
Good fight. Dillian should win that fight, though.
Okay.
I feel that Dillian would win that fight. But it's a good fight. Dominic Brazil is an entertaining fighter.
He is.
Because he's a throwback. He just takes so much to give, So people like that. The fans would like that. It's a fan-friendly fighter.
Does Uncle James believe Stiverne will have a role in the sport, whether it be a gatekeeper or becoming a trainer?
That's hard to himself to his inactivity prior to this fight that he just had. He can't become a recluse, especially at this age. He can't become a recluse. He has to go out there and fight now. He put himself in this position, getting knocked out in the first round. So if he's going to restore any belief or faith in him, he'll have to fight now. He'll have to come back. He'll have to really turn it up. He'll have to really turn it up and start fighting consistently. The one thing about Dominic Brazil, he stays in the mix. Every time you turn around, he's in a fight.
Yeah.
He's highly visible, and you can't argue with that.
Let's see what we got here. Wilder versus Takam.
Good fight. That's a good fight. But no need for it. Based off of last night's performance, there's no need for that. Wilder versus Takam. It's just no need. The fight now to make is AJ versus Wilder. I agree with Wilder. Wilder pulled up in front of the house of AJ last night and blew the horn and said, "Come on out and fight."
Good example. Good analogy. I like that. Curious to see Miller versus Vac. Mansell versus Kuzmin. You know who Kuzmin is, Uncle?
No.
I don't either. But we will soon find out. Mr. Boxing Today says, crazy how Stiverne was 254. He was always posting new training clips on his Instagram for over a year.
What?
He was posting all these videos of him training for Stiverne. But he comes in that weight, we just find it bizarre.
Well, my opinion is that Stiverne did not show discipline in training, and that's why he came in at 254. He can say what he wants to say. I like the guy, and I'll tell him that's no way to show discipline. There's no way to show discipline. I've been around the sport forever, and I can tell you something. That's the mark of undiscipline, of being undisciplined.
Does Uncle James think Bermain lied to his supporters, saying he felt comfortable at 254, or rather he just didn't bother to trim down?
Like I said, I think that Bermain was undisciplined leading up to the fight. He just didn't have the dig down divide to get into real good shape.
Mr. Boxing Today says,
I've seen guys at 6'2" before.
Yep.
In better shape than that.
Okay. Mr. Boxing Today says, I guess there is serious training and Instagram training.
Good point. That's a good point. Just either way, they should have discipline.
I know you mentioned it already, Uncle Bashir, but we'll talk about it again. When will we see Vlad Tsarenko in the ring again? Ask Mr. Boxing Today.
Vlad Tsarenko will be in the ring on November the 18th of this. November the 18th, he'll be back in the ring, and he'll be fighting there here in Houston, Texas.
Yeah, he's got a good opponent, hasn't he? He's got a decent opponent.
Yeah. I'm not looking to build a record of soft touches. I want these guys to earn their way. I want these guys to be prepared to be in the top 15. I want, when people look at them in the top 15, I want them to understand that these guys paid their way by fighting good fighters. I'm not looking to carry these guys. I made that clear to them when we first started working. I'm not looking to carry anybody to anywhere. They've got to be willing to fight, and they've got to be willing to accept the opponents that I chose for them.
I think we talk. Yep.
They'll have to earn their way. They'll have to earn what they get. any favors. I don't think that is doing a boxer any favors by getting opponents that they can beat. I wanted them in 50-50 or 60-40 situations where they have to earn the right to be called contender.
We talked about this fight before. We'll talk about it again. Vlad Tsarenko versus Joe Joyce.
Good fight down the road. Really good fight down the road. That's a really good fight down the road. Joe Joyce, Vlad Tsarenko and Joe Joyce and Ron Visser. Down the road, good fights. And not that far down the road. That fight could happen early 19 or late 18.
Wow, okay. Chisora versus Stiverne, both coming off losses.
Good matchup. That's a good matchup.
Okay.
Again, it depends on, does Stiverne still want it? Does Stiverne want to be there? That's the question that everyone's got to ask themselves. Does Stiverne want to be there? That is the question. Does Stiverne want to be there?
Takam versus Mansour.
Good, tough fight. Good, tough fight. Styles makes fights, and that would be a good fight.
Absolutely. Cracking fight. Visser and Tsarenko are in good hands with the experienced mentor like Bashir, and he trains them hard, schools them well, and picks the right opponents in order for them to develop the proper way.
I think that you, to a certain extent you pick opponents, but then it comes a time when you're confronted with the task of taking a fight, even though it may not be the best opponent. It's just a matter of somebody being in the way and has to be removed, and the only way to do it is to fight them.
Okay.
I hear people say all the time, oh, the guy was matched strong. What do you mean matched wrong? You're matched wrong when you're picking and choosing opponents. But boxing is being able to face off against adversity and overcoming it. That's my opinion, I'm not saying that they've got to be in with King Kong, but I'm not saying that they got to be in with Little Bo Peep either.
Little Bo Peep.
You got to fight. This is boxing. This is pro boxing. And the people in there has got to be tough enough and understand that nobody's doing anybody a favor. You got to learn what you're doing and get it in and do the job.
Do the business and do it well. Yeah, of course.
Do the business.
Mr. Boxing today.
That's why
go on, sorry.
People in the gym, they couldn't understand. Nobody was getting anxious to get in with Joe Joyce in that gym. So I said, when they asked, did Tsarenko want to box? I said, yeah, Tsarenko want to box. So I put Tsarenko in, I think 3, maybe 4 times with Joe Joyce. 6 rounds each time. So I didn't shy away from it. When they asked if anybody wanted to box Michael Hunter, I put Tsarenko in there with Michael Hunter 3, maybe 4 times. And Tsarenko didn't back away from it. He didn't say anything. He said, okay, let's go.
That's
my kind of boxing. That's my kind of boxing that understands the ramifications of the sport that he's in and what it takes to be on top. So that's my kind of guy.
Well, Joe Joyce, again, we repeat this, but Joe Joyce mentioned nothing about sparring Tsarenko. And he was in the same gym as Stiverne.
Yeah, Joe Joyce, Vlad Tsarenko gave as good as he took against Joe Joyce. And Joe Joyce took some stuff from Vlad Tsarenko too. It wasn't a one-way street. So it was good. It was good, solid sparring.
Good to hear. Mr. Boxing today, it says, Ingram, appreciate you asking him, Uncle Bashir, those questions, bro. Listen, Mr. Boxing Today. I've got a lot of respect for the work that you do, and I'm just honoured to have you in this room. So, you gracing the room is an absolute honour, and I'm humbled to have you in the room. So, let's see. Let's see. There's a lot of questions in the room. I appreciate hearing from OG Bashir. And let's see what they're saying here. Love hearing Mr. Bashir's opinions. Oh, I do wonder what would happen had Uncle Bashir been Stiverne's trainer for the fight. I could see James walking out of camp if Stiverne wasn't pulling his weight or failing to put in the work.
I tell you, I think that my belief is that it would have been different. I'm not saying that he would have been beating Deontay Wilder, but I'm telling you, he would have been better prepared to do it. He would have been better prepared to do it. There's no doubt in my mind about that. But no way he would have came in that ring at 254. No way.
What's one of the best Kronk sparring sessions you've witnessed, Uncle Bashir?
Oh, God, don't ask me that question. That's one of the most difficult questions. I was in the Kronk gym for years. You talking about the sparring at Kronk gym? Are you serious?
All right.
I can't answer that question.
I'll give you one. Let me give you one to throw. It probably wasn't a famous sparring session, but it was an interesting sparring session. When Lennox Lewis was sparring Jeremy Williams and he got thrown out of camp, that was funny.
Yeah, Jeremy Williams was a loose cannon, and I think that he hit Lennox low or something. Lennox cautioned him about it before he started blowing Jeremy away. Lennox started banging on it, hitting him hard, very hard,
I think he said that he knocked out Lennox in sparring, and that's what started the real beef between Lennox and him.
So many sparring sessions with Lennox Lewis, being there in presence where Lennox was sparring. There was just so many crazy sparring sessions, with Lennox Lewis.
There's one other story.
I was in Miami with him and the Poconos with him. So
yep, go on.
Yeah, so many different sparring sessions,
Talk to me about the situation of when Lennox and Sharon Briggs had some altercation regarding the gym before their fight. She had some sort of altercation.
No, they was just training in Miami together. Lennox was training in one place and Shannon was training in another place. But I worked with Lennox. I had a big guy, Liadio Hassan, that worked with Lennox. Then we vacated Lennox camp and went to work with Shannon's camp.
Okay.
That's all I could go, It was tough sparring, really tough sparring.
Okay.
Really tough sparring. I mean, those guys were big guys, and they were coming in the ring in shape. That's why I couldn't accept
Stiverne's weight.
Stiverne coming in at that weight.
Yeah.
He's got short arms. He's short, and you get 254. What kind of chance you gonna bring to the dinner with a guy that's 226.7? Come on. That's what I was looking at from the very news. No, you gotta be faster. You gotta be quicker. I said I couldn't make the weight. I didn't feel right. Okay, if that's what he said. That's what he said. But I just couldn't see that. I can understand that.
Povetkin versus King Kong.
I'm like, who cares?
the battle of the Peds.
Yeah.
Ask Uncle Bashir if he would release the secrets of the Klitschko camps and knockouts and knockdowns?
Do what? Say it again.
Ask Uncle Bashir if he would release the secrets of the Klitschko camps and the knockouts and knockdowns.
What do you want me to say? I mean, some people may do, some people didn't. Some people got knocked down, some people got knocked out, but that's sparring, you know, that's sparring. A lot of things happen in sparring that don't happen in a fight. You really can't gauge much from sparring because of the gloves, the headgears, and the willingness to take chances. But the same chances don't be taken in a fight with 10-ounce gloves. You got 10-ounce gloves on, you don't take the same chances you take in a sparring jam. Nobody wants to take that risk with those 10-ounce gloves on. Nobody.
Let's see what people say here.
What's Joe Joyce's next fight?
He's fighting Little. Tom Little is fighting next.
Tom Little.
Yeah.
Wow, that ought to be a barn burner.
It's on the undercard. It's on the undercard of your best mate.
It's on the undercard of what?
It's on the undercard of your best mate.
Who's that?
David Hay, the Haymaker, versus Tony Bellew. Redemption.
Yeah. Tony Bellew is going to finish the job he started.
I can see that.
He's going to finish the job that he started. David Hay can't beat Tony Bellew. I guess that'll be it for the Haymaker. I guess he closed the doors.
What do you make of the analogy that David says that Tony robbed the bank the first time, but since then he's come back and
What's to do about nothing? What's to do about nothing?
He's installed new cameras.
I just think that Tony Bellew got David Hay's number. He's got his number. He's not afraid of David Hay. See, a lot of times, different boxers from different eras predicated their success on fear. And that fear is not working on Tony Bellew. Tony Bellew is like, okay, but when the bell rings, let's see what you can do. Tony Bellew is not that kind of guy. He's not a fearful guy. He's confident, he's competent, and he's coming to fight under any circumstance against anybody. Tony Bellew is a rough, tough guy, and he's not going to back down from anybody.
Mr. Boxing today says he knew it was a tough question to ask you about the Kronk Gym.
Yeah, the Kronk Gym was like Dodge City, you know. You know, Dodge City in America, it was one of the roughest towns of the Old West.
Okay.
You wore a gun belt. You came in that city, at some point somebody was going to try you. Maybe a couple of people. But I can't recall the battles of the Kronk Gym. I mean, that's a tough question.
Okay.
There was a lot of battles. Michael Moore, Lennox Lewis, Gerald McClellan, James Toney. It was just a lot of guns that came through there. A lot of tough guys came through the Kronk Gym. Lots of tough guys.
If you told Visser and Serenko to study each other, study a fighter's style, and to take things from their playbook, who would you pick for both of them?
Well, I always tell Ron Visser, I always tell him that I want him consistently to observe closely the demeanor of Larry Holmes and John Tate because of his size and his girth. I ask that he studied these guys every single day. impressions and expressions of the masters. John Tate was a master boxer. He was only remembered for getting knocked out by Mike Weaver, but prior to that, he was a beautiful big man. He was graceful with his movement, nice jab, nice counter puncher. He's just a beautiful boxer. And Larry Holmes had a magnificent jab. So I asked that Ron Vista observe the two of them consistently, just over and over and over and over and over again.
Okay.
And Vlasarenko, I just asked that he watches the movement and gracefulness of Evander Holyfield and the demeanor of a Mike Tyson, because Vlasarenko can punch. He can punch. You know, he's a real hard puncher. You know, if I can combine Evander Holyfield with Mike Tyson and breathe that into Vlasarenko, oh man, that's have a heck of a heavyweight coming. A heck of a heavyweight coming.
Let me think. Prime Klitschko versus Prime Holmes.
I have to say that Larry would outgun Klitschko.
Okay.
I think that Larry Holmes would outpoint Vladimir Klitschko.
Okay, let's see now. There's a lot of stuff going on. People are going berserk in room again. Okay. Uncle Bashir, I know you would. I don't have to ask the question. I know that you saw the when Dave Allen came to sparring with Klitschko. Any thoughts?
No. Dave did about as good as anybody could do at that stage. I think Dave only had a few fights.
Yep.
So I mean, you in there with Vladimir Klitschko, you in there with the professor.
Of course.
It's just very hard to get close to Vladimir Klitschko. If you don't have the science of boxing, it's very hard to get close to Vladimir Klitschko. He's a superb boxer. And he has a very good jab, hard to get around his jab. And the fact that he's a dangerous puncher. So Dave Allen did about as good as anybody could expect for him to do at that stage of his career.
Okay. I know I've talked to you about this before in terms of pad work. I know exactly what you're going to say. I know it's going to get...
Oh, shit.
I know exactly what you're going to say.
I just really don't think that matters that much when it comes to teaching the sport of boxing. I mean, if you're looking for stamina drills, maybe you can slide that in as a good tool. You know, if you're just looking to make somebody build up somebody's stamina, those drills might play into that. You know, because it is tiresome. But that's just about all. It just has no significance in my mind when it comes to the actual hands-on application of boxing. It just has no validity to me. You know? And I challenge anybody to prove that it has any validity. Nobody does that in a fight. I watch Adrian Broner do it all the time. Him and a lot of other guys. You know, just I saw Chris Eubanks doing some fancy stuff with Floyd Mayweather Sr., but I challenge anybody to show me where it plays a factor in the fight itself. Nobody's going to exert that kind of energy trying to get to a fighter. Nobody has that kind of energy to exert in a ring, you know, going into any big fight.
This Vladimir Klitschko Usyk sparring session has come back again. This time, Uncle Bashir, Adam Smith says that Usyk broke 4 of Vladimir Klitschko's ribs in sparring.
What? listen to me. Listen closely. I was there throughout the training camps of Alexander Usyk and Vladimir Klitschko, and I'm telling you, these guys never boxed each other, ever. And if they did box each other, I was not present. It never happened. You know, I mean, sensationalist story to talk about, but this never happened.
But Johnny Nelson told everybody, yeah, Usyk turned Klitschko on his head, and it was behind closed doors. And when any time Klitschko sparred Usyk,
maybe Johnny was, I don't know, maybe Johnny was on caffeine or some shit. I don't know. You know, but I didn't see it. Maybe he saw it, but I didn't see it.
How disappointed were you, Uncle, that Tyson didn't follow through his rematch?
I was very disappointed. And Vladimir Klitschko was too. Very disappointed. Because Vladimir Klitschko was looking so much forward to getting back in there with Tyson Fury. And when the fight canceled, I think Vladimir canceled one time and Tyson canceled twice. It was very disheartening for Vladimir Klitschko. I think it took a lot of wind out of Vladimir Klitschko's sails. You know, I think so. Because he was looking so much forward to proving himself that he could beat Tyson Fury. He was looking so much forward to saying that the first fight was just a mistake, just a bad night. He was looking forward to proving that and never got the chance to do it. I think it took a lot of wind out of the sails, as I said before.
Okay. How did Tommy Hearns make welterweight?
Hard work. Hard work. Very, very hard work. Hearns would have to break down. But the couple of days leading up to the Sugar Ray Leonard fight, the first fight, Hearns was at weight, but he was also running at nighttime without the permission of Emmanuel. Emmanuel had no knowledge of it. I had no knowledge of it. Nobody had knowledge of that. And that's what caused Tommy to come. I think Tommy came at 246 or 245 and 3/4 or something. But the thinking of Emmanuel was that had he had those pound and a half or pound, that fineness, I think he came in 146 and 2/4 or 145 and 3/4 or something. He was under the weight. I forget exactly what he weighed. But the thing of Emmanuel was that if he had come in at 147, he would have had the energy to finish the fight against Leonard and won the fight by decision.
Okay.
That was the thinking of Emmanuel Stewart. That if he had that extra, people said, well, how could you tell? Yeah, but he said that extra pound and a half would have given him the energy to go across the finish line. And he just didn't have it. His body was too fine, too depleted. And he just didn't have no oxygen at the end. And that was Emmanuel today. Emmanuel today always just raised and said that Tommy would have won that fight. And who could argue with him? He was winning the fight.
Nobody could argue, Emmanuel. Got still a few questions here. What's your favorite moment? Just give me one moment, because I want to say that for a special interview. One special moment of you and Klitschko.
One special moment with me and Klitschko.
In the camp.
Oh
man. And don't
It's been so many. It's been so many.
And don't say too much, because I want to do a special on that. But so don't say too much. Just give us just a little flavor.
It's just just leading up to the Samuel Peters fight, Vladimir and I think I was in the gym. I think it was on Sunday, and Vladimir came in the gym, and the lights were out in the gym, and only the lights over the ring was on. I was in there working out, shadow boxing, trying to keep my weight down, trying to stay in some kind of shape. And we sat ringside and we talked about the Peters fight, the Samuel Peters fight. I told Vladimir, I said, if you can't win this fight, then you're done. And he looked at me with a far distance in his eyes and said, you think so? I said, yeah, if you lose this fight, then you're done. People won't have any faith or any belief in you. You got to win the fight. And he got up and he walked to the door and he turned around and told me, he said, I will win it. One way or another, I'll win the fight. And walked out. I thought that was kind of special. Because I thought he was pissed off with me that I had said that to him. He was really pissed off that I had said that. If you lose this fight, you're done. But
wow.
Nobody in the camp ever talked to him the way I talked to him. Nobody. When I say nobody. When there were critical things to say to Vladimir Klitschko, Emmanuel would come to me and say, go to him and tell him this. Go to him and tell him that. I was the go-to guy. Nobody ever confronted Vladimir the way I did. Sometimes Emmanuel would get upset with me and tell me that I shouldn't have said this or I shouldn't have said that, I shouldn't have said this. But I even to this day, I don't feel like people should tell other people what they should and shouldn't say. I said what I felt. I said what I felt hard. I'm not a liar. I'm not a coward. I'm going to say what I feel needs to be said under any circumstances. If it needs to be said, I'm going to say it. So
okay.
I was the go-to guy. If something ugly was, even after Emmanuel passed, if something had to be done in the camp, if somebody had to be dismissed or fired or something, they always come to me to talk, well, go and tell so-and-so this, so-and-so. You understand? Because nobody else had the courage to do it. Nobody had the courage to do it.
Mr. Boxing Today wants to know, how great was Ricky Womack as an amateur?
Ricky was a good fighter. I still think that he never really came to the fruition as a professional. He was a very, very, very good fighter. But there were so many good fighters in the Clark stable at that time. They were young, enthusiastic ghetto kids, and they could fight.
Okay.
And Ricky was at the forefront of those guys.
How often do you talk to Vladimir?
I talked to Vladimir the day before yesterday morning.
How's he been?
Traveling around, he's okay. I said to him that I felt that he could beat Deontay, that he could beat Joseph Parker, and possibly, be in line to beat AJ. But he needed to go through Parker and Deontay to get back to AJ. He'd have to prove himself by those guys. I said, but certainly he can become a 3-time champion by fighting those guys. That's what I said to him. He said that he was glad that he got out under his terms. And I said, it'll be a long time before anybody holds a heavyweight championship for 10 years in a row the way you did. I said, well, perhaps AJ can do it. I said that I doubted it. Because a man can only do what he believes he can do. And AJ has said that he believed at some point that he'd lose. And I thought that was startling that AJ said that. But, he was being real when he said it. So he said, perhaps AJ can do it. I said, hey, it remains to be seen. But I told him that I thought that I'm glad that he left, but I still get the feeling that he left too soon. I still get the feeling that he can beat Joseph Park. I still get the feeling that he can beat Deontay.
If you trained him, you probably could.
Yeah, that too.
I will close on. I'm going to close on this topic, and I don't. It's been brought up, so I'm going to mention it. I'm not going to read the whole statement. I'm just going to read part of the statement, and I'll leave you to it. Jonathan Banks is a yes man.
Yeah, I think JB kind of soft. I think he kind of soft around it. I think JB didn't want to rock the boat. The usual young man's reaction. You know, I'm in a position of being the trainer, so I don't want to rock the boat. So you can't argue with it, especially from a fan's point of view. You know, I think that there are things that could and should have been said and done that wasn't. So, I mean, when the fans say that kind of thing, how can you argue with them? Is there leverage to argue with them about that? You know?
Yeah.
JP is a young guy. He was a young guy when he came into the position. And like most young men, maybe I would have been the same way. You know, you don't want to rock the boat. You want to just stand there, you know, ride the saddle. So it can be probably justified for somebody to think that. I think that there's some things that should have been confronted that wasn't. If that being a yes man, then so be
it. I can't close without talking about Tyson Fury, and I don't want to spend much time on him because until he's back in the ring, it's still, you know, if but and maybe.
Well, if you spend as much time on Tyson Fury as his weight, then you'll be here for a while. Was it 450 now?
450.
At least 425.
Well, he was talking about Bermain's weight and saying how Bermain needs to be in fighting shape.
The last time I saw Tyson looked to me about 450. He was big.
He says he'll fight Joshua in the summer. I think that's an absolute load of rubbish.
And he get knocked out in the summer too.
Listen, knowing Tyson the way I think I know him, unless something has suddenly changed, he's full of rubbish. I wouldn't take a word Tyson Fury says seriously. He'll say to you today, Tyson's the kind of man who'll say to you today, I'm going to fight for the heavyweight championship of the world on Monday. Okay? And you'll talk to Tyson half an hour later and Tyson say, I'm fighting for the heavyweight championship of the world on Tuesday. And then he'll say to you, 15 minutes later, I'll say to you, I'm never gonna fight for the heavyweight championship of the world again. I'm gonna retire. So with Tyson Fury, just when he says something, say, all right, Tyson. And when something comes to fruition and it's actually concrete, then follow what the man does. But a lot of the people haven't caught on to Tyson yet. They haven't cottoned on. So as soon as Tyson makes a statement, people jump and go, oh, Tyson's back. And like, okay. All right. That's how I was able to say what I said about him vacating the belts. I told him to vacate the belts and keep the Ring Magazine belt. And everyone, well, most of the people on YouTube laughed at me.
Tyson Fury could be a great talent, you know?
Yeah.
I really do. I think he could be a great talent if he were just more focused, more serious, you know? If he was just that, he can do that, you know? I mean, if he was just more settled, more balanced, he could be a pretty good heavyweight.
Listen.
In the manner of boxing he is now, he's not going to make it.
If Dan Raphael turns pro, I'll make a comeback and Uncle Bashir can train me. Hey, Uncle Bashir, if Dan Raphael turns pro, I'm coming out of retirement. You're going to train me and I'll fight Dan Raphael. Either you train me or you're referee, but while you're referee, hold him. I'll punch him for you. It's all right.
I like Tyson Fury.
I thought you were about to say. I thought you were about to say you like Dan Raphael.
Dan Raphael is Dan Raphael. You know. I like Tyson Fury as a person, as a human being.
Yep.
Even as a boxer, if he were more focused, if he were more serious, or could be taken more serious, you know, he would be great. But I just don't think that he's going to make it. I think by the time he wakes up, his ship will have come and passed in the night.
That's what I'm thinking.
You know, he just procrastinating too long. That's going to cost him.
Would you ever, this is my last question of the night, would you ever consider training somebody from one sport who was a big name in one sport? Would you put your name to training them in boxing? Like, for example, a guy who played professional football, was one of the best footballers in the world. They've retired. They're about 36, 37 now, and they're going to go and they're going to fight in the cruiserweight division. Would you train them from scratch?
I don't know. I don't know about that. I don't know about that. How old is he?
He's 37, 38.
No, absolutely not. I won't put my name on that. I won't put my name on this. The task of doing a fight at that age, it's just too hard, too unpredictable. No, I wouldn't put my name on it.
Now, the guy that is doing it, I don't know if you've ever heard of a gentleman called Rio Ferdinand.
Huh?
Rio Ferdinand.
Yeah, what about him? You know, I'll put him in with Bashir.
You want murder or what?
Huh?
You want murder or what?
No, I'm just trying to discourage him from making a fool out of something. Bashir will help him out. Bashir will just put him to sleep. I'll bring Bashir to cruiserweight to box. And Vlad will just put him to sleep, and then everybody can be happy. Vlad can go back to heavyweight, and he can go back to working on the farm. I'm trying to help the guy out. I'm just trying to help the guy out.
He's got Richie Woodhall. World famous Richie Woodhall's training him.
Richie Woodhall. Who's Richie? I mean, who's Richie Woodhall? What is he? Who is he? Houdini?
I don't know.
I mean, he did his ass whooped, man.
It's from, I think it's something to Contenders, the thing, and he's got him on the pad. I swear, I'm not no word of a lie, Uncle Bashir. From my looking of Rio Ferdinand, you know, like how you get people that come in the gym and they want to do a bit of pad work and get themselves fit, and they fancy themselves a bit of a boxer. That sort of thing where you get the pads right. Get your left jab, get your hand up, and get the left jab out. Push the left jab out. Run. That's it. That's how you. That's key. You put a bit more power in that jab. It's as basic as that. And they're going to try and get him to win a title.
We just talked about that. I always allude to the pad work because somehow pad work has been misconstrued as being a knowledgeable boxing trainer. And it's not. It's not. It's not. For anybody out there listening, it's not. It's worthless. Virtually worthless.
I'll tell you.
When it comes to turning that into productive boxing, it's worthless.
I'm telling you now.
Because 2 or 3 rounds in that ring with real boxers, with real testing, you know, with real rounds being pushed up on a person that's trying to box, after 2 or 3 rounds, the last thing on your mind is the pad work that you did in that gym.
Exactly.
That's the last thing that's going to be in your mind. You're going to be thinking like, oh my God, I'm tired. Oh my God, I'm exhausted.
Listen, when he gets hit with the first hard punch, that'll be the first and the last of you hear Rio Ferdinand.
you try to apply that pad work, that's gonna be the last you hear from anybody. You understand?
Yep. It's gonna end in tears.
I just don't approach boxing that way because of my respect for the sport.
Yeah.
And my respect for the boxers that I'm teaching.
They're talking about him getting a title fight.
Yeah, okay. Well, we know that it's just to show up to make some money. You know, that's the thing now. Sensationalism. Sensationalism. That's what you're showing up to get knocked out. You know? That's what it boils down to. You know? I think that people should leave boxers in the ring. And if boxers don't have the attributes that they need to go up top, then they shouldn't be in the ring. I learned a long, long time ago, 1967, 68, that if you don't have the tools to be a boxer, then don't get your ass in that ring. Because that's the last place you want to be and find out that you don't have the capabilities. That's the last place you want to be when you find out you don't have the attributes that's necessary to become a successful boxer. No. Stay on the sidelines and write stories and talk, but do not, under any circumstances, get inside that ring.
You think if someone like Dan Raphael actually got in the ring and did a couple of rounds of sparring, they'd have a bit more appreciation of boxing?
Of course. Of course. I mean, Dan Raphael is soft. He's a soft guy, you know. He probably never took a punch in his life.
Did I tell you what happened when I got in the ring with Dave Allen? Stupidly.
What happened?
Well, I was down the gym, and Dave said, it didn't compute in my mind. I wasn't thinking. He said, yeah, I'm gonna have a bit of a move around. I said, all right. I had my camera with me, and I had a pair of jeans on and a t-shirt. And I said, he said to me, I'm gonna have a bit of move around. Do you mind having a move around? We can do a bit of body sparring. I didn't quite compute. I'm about, I don't know, 13.5, 14 stone. Dave Allen's like a professional heavyweight. I thought, I didn't think about it. I thought, all right, I'll have a move around. So what I did, I got some gloves. He put some gloves on, and he got in. I didn't think about it. It didn't compute. I didn't see Dave Allen. I just saw a guy who just wanted to have a move around. Well, it was only within the first 30 seconds he was on me, and I moved away from him the first one and slipped him the second time, and then he just pushed me against the ropes and just started beating on me. Body shots the lot. I didn't think about it, but then I realized what I was doing was too late. You know? And because it's almost like the moral of the story is almost like you may have done something a long time ago, but the fact that you just think, oh, well, I'm just gonna have a move around, you can't even play that stuff because I've nowhere got the fitness or even be in a ring with somebody so much bigger than myself, He just within 30 seconds he was on my chest and he was on my body and whacking my body in, and it just made me realize, wow, been out of sport for so long. It's amazing how people can think from the outside. I look at a guy, I can beat a guy like that, and it's just that what the mind may think it can do, it's when you actually get into the ring and you start taking body shots and headshots. There's a quick reminder that no, reality is you shouldn't be here. You understand what I'm saying there, Uncle?
Right.
Yes.
Right. Yeah, the harsh reality is that I shouldn't be here.
I should be nowhere here. Yeah. Because you see,
sometimes I sit back and I watch fights on television and I start drifting off and imagining that, I can compete with the people I'm watching. But even the least boxer could hurt a guy that's not used to the shock of punches. The least boxer can get you in some serious trouble.
Hey, listen, I was crawling through the bottom rope. I was knackered. I was like rolling. By the way, I rolled out of the rope. Under the bottom rope and rolled out. I said, hey, none of this. And of course, see, he's a professional fighter, so he's just trained a certain way. I was okay. It was the other guy that I saw him getting body shots off. I was thinking, oh dear. And he was in the corner, and the poor lad was getting body shot after body shot. I was thinking, poor boy. And he's actually a boxer. Just a difference. Professionalism and just, you know, thinking you know what you're doing and a professional doing it on you. It's a totally different situation altogether. And in shape as well. It's a different world. And a lot of these people here who probably sit behind keyboards thinking this guy's a bum and that guy's a this and this guy's a that. It's a different reality when you're in the ring yourself and you're faced with a guy who has got professional records.
Yes, of course. Of course.
That's the reality of it.
Because that's when reality sinks in.
Yeah, well,
that's when reality sinks in.
it was a harsh reality. But thank you once again, Uncle Bashir, for your input. And we need to get a video again like we did last time with Rian Vissa and Vlad Tsarenko.
Yeah, we'll arrange something while we're here. Either prior to the fight, we're gonna head in. We're in San Antonio now. We're gonna head into Houston on Wednesday.
Okay.
And Friday night, runs in the ring. You know, we're in with a pretty credible fighter.
Yeah.
And we're hoping that we can pull it out.
Sure, you will.
You know, it's not going to be easy, of course. It's not going to be easy, but it's not impossible either.
Okay.
You know, we're in with a pretty good fighter. And nobody knocks this guy out. So if Ron can stop him, he can knock him out. That'll be a good
win.
Look.
What's his name again? His opponent, by the way, so people can look him up. Uncle.
Jamal Wilson, I believe it is.
Jamal Wilson. Okay.
Jamal Wilson, I believe that it is.
Jamal Wilson. Okay.
Guy's name is Jamal Wilson, right? Huh? Jamal Woods.
Jamal Woods.
Jamal Woods, yes.
Okay.
Guy's name is Jamal Woods.
Okay. And
so, you know, if we can stop him, then that's a good look. You know, because this guy Jamal Woods has a lot of experience. He's been in with the who's who of the heavyweight division.
Okay.
And he's pretty sturdy. He's a pretty durable guy. And at this stage of Ron's career, I think that's a good fight for him to take. Okay.
You wouldn't believe.
He'll just have to dig down and do it.
I'm sure he'll do well, Uncle. I'm sure he'll do well. As we close off, you wouldn't believe what the question I've just been asked. Are you scheduled to have Stiverne to do an interview anytime soon?
That's just tell him what it is. It's kind of rough right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't think Stiverne wants to do any interviews right now, but again, looking at the kind of person Stiverne is, he might just do it.
Yeah, I don't know.
He's not one of the kind of guys that's going to go hide in the woods.
No, he isn't. I hope he's well.
He's not that kind of guy. He'll come out and face the music. He's that kind of guy. What
my good friend from Canada told me is that in the New York Commission, from what I understand, I don't know how true this is, reportedly, they don't insist that you go to the hospital afterwards.
Yeah, he's probably going to go to the hospital.
Yeah, but they don't insist it. I would insist he went to the hospital. But the commission are not too.
Well, he's not the kind of guy that's going to shy away.
Right.
Not the kind of guy that's going to shy away from questions, criticisms. Jermaine is not the kind of guy. I'll give him credit for that. He's not that kind of guy.
No, he's
going to shy away or hide from anybody.
No.
He's going to say it is what it is. I lost the fight. And I should have done better. I could have done. But he's going to face the music. That's the kind of guy I've come to know. And Bermain Stiverne. He's gonna stand up and he's gonna face the music. So it wouldn't be out of order. I believe in a couple of days to call him.
Yeah, I mean, I've sent him a message and I haven't heard anything from him since. Well, obviously. So I'll just be happy to hear that he's well and he's okay. That's the main thing. The interview is secondary. Primary is his health. So that's the main thing. I'm working my way to getting to be talking to Deontay as well. So I think it's time to have him back on the channel. So I'll be talking to. Yeah.
I came to know Deontay pretty good in the camp. He's a gentleman, you know.
Yeah.
He's a gentleman. He's done some things that young men do. I'm sure that he's not proud of.
Mm-hmm.
But it's just part of being young. He's a good guy.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. You know? Like I said, I worked with him in the corner of the Vladimir Klitschko camp. And we worked pretty good together, he and I. And, he's a good guy. He's going to be a really good guy.
Okay. All right. Uncle Bashir, thank you so much for being on BWTM Sports. I'm sure that those that tuned in would have enjoyed it.
It's a pleasure, real pleasure, always.
Thank you, Uncle. Thank you so much.
It's a real pleasure to be with you and the people in your listening audience alike. Good people, you know, they're very respectful people, and I appreciate that. I appreciate them too for listening in. Not no wise guys, not no really, you know, stupid people. It's a pleasure to be on the station where the people are legitimate fight fans and very courteous people.
That's one of the good things about BWTM. 9 times out of 10, we've got some great people in the room. We have the one idiot, and usually we block them. But generally,
I mean, it's all right for people to disagree or people to invoke their own questioning or have their own scenario or their own take about something. But it's a whole different thing to be respectful about it.
Of course.
You know, the people here on the station has been very respectful over the time that I've been coming on the station. They've been very respectful, very patient, very honest. To me, that's what makes up boxing.
Some of the comments I've had, though, I've had to delete some disgusting comments. I got one comment said to me, somebody said to me, "Oh, you need to delete Bermain Stiverne's telephone number off your phone." And the other person said to me, "Don't ever interview Bermain Stiverne ever again." I mean, you just, you know, because a guy loses a fight, you just delete him out of your life.
Well, that's not journalism. That's not journalism. Journalism is getting the tape from the bottom and the tape from the top alike.
Exactly.
So, have a good night.
You take care, Uncle. Thank you so much once again.
Welcome.
So there you have it, people. You have Uncle James Ali Bashir, if not one of the best in the business, talking to us, giving his insight on the world of boxing, his thoughts on Stiverne Wilder 2. And it's great. Also, coming up on BWTM Sports soon, we have a fantastic night lined up for you. We have one of my favorite fighters of all time, Julian the Hawk Jackson, is going to be coming to BWTM Sports. Yes, one of the greatest punchers in middleweight history. If you don't believe me, don't just check out Julian Jackson's highlights and you'll see what kind of... He's the guy that knocked out Harold Graham. He knocked him out before he hit the deck. So, Julian Jackson, did you see him hit the back of the head? No, I didn't see the punch at the back of the head. No, I didn't. But I've seen the Stiverne. You found his number. Something like that. Yeah, you could say that. And I'm working hard to get Deontay Wilder on the channel as well. It's no secret that previously myself and Deontay haven't quite seen eye to eye on a few things. Mainly because I said years ago, around 2012, I said that he fought a lot of cab drivers, and he took a bit of offence to that. And of course, by association, I guess, the whole Stiverne situation has made things slightly difficult. So at some point in time, we're going to try and get Deontay on the channel, because it's only fair that both men have opinions, be able to share their opinion. And going forward, it'd be nice to have Deontay on the channel, and I'm sure people would appreciate that, especially now in 2017 to going into 2018. It'd be great to have Deontay on the channel and some other names on the channel as well. So thank you all so much. I appreciate you all. It didn't work out for Bermain Stiverne, unfortunately. It didn't work out for him. I'm not his trainer. I'm not his manager. I didn't put the food in his stomach. I didn't work. I didn't push him up to 254 pounds. It wasn't me who made him inactive. All I did was do what any good media outlet would do, which is to provide the platform, which is to allow the man to speak. And we had some great evenings with talking to him. It didn't work out for him. Hey, the most important thing about for me for boxing is, apart from the man getting in the ring and doing the business, the next thing is afterwards is that they come out of the ring healthy and safe. So the next live show will be the question. Oh, I have got a feature actually, which I will upload. My good friend came round to the house, and he had plenty to say about Stiverne, Wilder, Joshua, and Fury. And yeah, I've actually caught him live, and I've recorded it, so you'll get to meet my good friend Alan, and well, you can make your own assessment of what you think of him. I think it'll be interesting for you to watch. All right, I'm out of here. Thank you all so much for watching. Unfortunately, when Deontay Wilder knocked out Bermain Stiverne, he also knocked out my my other laptop, so I've got no screen for my laptop, so I'm having to use an old laptop now. So you'll have to bear with me until I get the other laptop repaired, which means for the gaming channel, Football Manager 2018 is going to have to go on hold, which is a real pain. I'll have to do something else instead. Right, enough of me gassing. Don't forget to rate, subscribe, leave your comments, share the video, tell your friends about BWTM sports, bringing the world closer to you. We want to educate, we want to inspire, and we want to empower. Take care, and see you soon.